It was quite noticeable 13 years ago that there was a lack of what I consider to be good service provided within the actual industry of supplying staff into the environment that we're working in, which is nursing homes and special needs homes. I then sort of had the idea of starting the nursing agency through a friend of mine who was elderly and was receiving care herself from an agency. Organically, the business has grown in leaps and bounds over the last 13 years. It's now 13 years old. We've tended to specialise as well as we've gone through that period, not only with the elderly, which is where we started off, but also with young adults with mental health issues and extreme challenging behaviour as well. It kept growing because of the quality of service, and actually we tried to rein it in. We didn't want it to grow too fast. We recognised that as being a fault with basically any sort of business. It can suddenly run away with itself. We try to keep a lid on it a bit and let it grow on a much more structured sort of approach. The last thing we wanted to do was to actually offer a service to our clients and then not be able to come up with the goods because we didn't have the staff available and so on and so forth. So we've gone from starting off on a very small basis of maybe employing 4 people up to employing in excess of 200 people now. We now work in 11 different counties. We're the largest independent agency in the area, and we have people every day coming to us from other agencies because they know the level of commitment we've got to them as workers. So we find that we update our staff annually on any relevant training issues. The biggest problem we've had over the years is to recruit and retain the right calibre of staff. And at the time, it wasn't an option to us to be able to take on and train inexperienced care workers. We tried everything in the early days to grow the team. We tried advertising in newspapers, which we found very expensive. We tried encouraging staff to recommend other staff, through incentives, financial incentives, so on and so forth. We even tried recruitment from abroad with little success. The thing that we found so limiting about that was that we were only getting people that were already experiencing care, and there's a finite amount of care workers. So as our business was growing through the service and the quality of staff we were providing, we always found this shortfall. The main turning point for us was to realise that training was the one thing that we needed to be able to offer people, to take somebody inexperienced, never worked in the field before, give them comprehensive training and turn them out as probably a more comprehensively aware worker than a lot of people that have been in the industry for years. We had a recruitment day at the local job centre, and we had several candidates that came to us to apply or to inquire as to what type of work we could offer them. And fortunately, that was at the similar time of the local employment partnerships, the beginning of that. And somebody at the local Job Centre Plus suggested to us we may well be interested. I was a little bit apprehensive about the Job Centre route for recruitment of staff. I wasn't too sure what we were going to get. But what we found with the Job Centre Plus, they've been so useful in filtering the staff before they're presented to us.
The Job Centre advisors that have worked with us, a lot of them have really tried to understand our business. Not just our business, our clients, what kind of a company we are, how we operate. So a certain advisor might see 100 people in a month, but I would expect, realistically, 2 or 3 people they'd probably refer to us, because literally there'll be 2 or 3 people that would be right for this company. But hopefully those 2 or 3 people will then come work for us. The service that I've got is a really personal service. It's like having a recruitment consultant, but without the pushy sales side of things. The advisors that I've spoken to and got to know have really, really tried to get to know the business as any recruitment consultant would.
They're not really interested in just the numbers game. That's certainly what it appears to me. They're not interested in that. They're interested in making sure they're giving their clients the right environment to go to work in. And they really, I'm very impressed with them. There's a lot of the Job Centre Pluses that we work with, and they really do take a lot of trouble to actually know our business and to get the right clients for us. So we're not wasting our time or the client's time.
Certain people may be eligible for work trials, which means that we can take a person for 15 days and trial them. And it's a two-way thing. They trial us, we trial them. You can use it however you want. So you could put that person in work on day one, or you can do whatever's best for you and them. We choose to take them for 5 days training and 2 days put them in a work situation. It gives them the chance to see whether care's for them, and it gives us the chance to see if they're for us. What we've got out of the work trials is some really committed, loyal people that work for us and hopefully will work for us well into the future. The cost, apart from time and training, it hasn't really cost us anything. What we've got is recruitment that's free by advisors at the job centre that have gotten to know our company really well, and that will cost you a lot of money if you went to a recruitment agency.
Since we started last July, it's now been a year, we've been involved with the local employment partnerships and the Job Centre Plus, that we've taken and trained 71 people who've been unemployed. Not all of them have stayed with us. Some of them who've trained to such a high standard, they've actually gone straight into the industry and working full-time for some of our other clients. But they're representing probably around about 25% of our workforce is made up of people that have come from the job centre, so which is quite satisfying. As far as we're concerned, looking at the results that have been achieved in the last 12 months and looking at the commitment from the Job Centre Plus, we'd like to carry that forward to the future and like to think that we could work in conjunction with the local environment in so much as taking local people maybe who are unemployed currently and putting them back to work. And we can only really successfully do that in conjunction with the Job Centre Plus.